Alright, so, welcome back. Before I proceed deeper into the complex, or into the maintenance sector, rather, while I was editing the last video, I couldn't help but notice that there was a number of things I missed, so, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna take the time to,
Brings up a lot of new questions. Are they communicating? Coordinating? What about the plant attracted them?
The power plant is largely confidential. No use guessing the hiss's motives if we don't even know what kind of energy it uses.
What do you mean? It has to be a fusion reactor. There's no other way to create that kind of energy output, right?
Hope has asked us to document the hiss incantation, she calls it.
You mean like in person?
In person, with a pencil and paper. I think she's trying to get us killed.
Anyways, there's some things that I noticed that I need to go grab, so I'm just gonna take the time to go grab that. Huh. I don't know about you, but there seems to be more people than there were originally. I need to check these side offices here. Aha! Knew I missed something. Also, that looks like a hilarious document to read. I can only imagine how embarrassing that is when you get your pants down and you're taking a dump and up and abruptly the room decides to shift you into a place that distinctly is not a bathroom. What is this? Don't read confidential correspondence. It's not just rude, it's illegal. Huh, so they care about their privacy around here. Huh. Delays caused by house shifts do not count towards overtime. You want to check something, make sure... Yep, this is recording, and yep, this is recording. Good. You can't be too careful if you're a creative type like me. Collective unconscious. Studying, Jung's work, are we? Makes sense. A lot of psi magic systems usually revolve around some psychological theories. At least to a certain extent. What is this? Oh! Don't think I've ever been in this room before. Very utility. Very nice. I wonder what the purpose is behind the design behind these particular containers. Well, whatever. Let's see, is this... No, this is not the, There it is. I need to get into the director's office because there was something that I think I missed, which was around the, hotline chamber. Yeah, I was past the communications department. Press X to switch weapon form. Well, might as well test out this breaker on my own office furniture. Let's try a safer place to test this out. Seem good? Oh, that's curious. I find it weird that the breaker seems to make more of a revolver-esque noise than the actual starter revolver weapon. Like, listen to this. And listen to this. Also, what I'd be curious to know is, what are the projectiles made out of? Are they just made out of raw psychic energy? Is my gun firing proper mind bullets? Anyways, yep.
Alberto Tomasi, head of comms. The hiss got him.
Of course. Oop. More correspondence. Tea time? What on earth would they mean by tea time? God damn, is this breaker powerful. Is it even called breaker? No, shatter. Shatter is freaking powerful. And aptly named, too. know. Anyways, the thing I missed was in here. I could have just taken the fast travel. That would have been a lot more convenient. And what's in here? Oh. Our documentation and loot. Missed something in here. No, this is an entirely new shelter. I haven't been in this one. Well, I am at least getting a lot of documentation and a lot of those crate things, whatever they're called. Internet usage rules. Internet is not for social media use. No FBC's materials can be scanned or uploaded. FBC mail addresses are for work-related correspondence. Level 5 clearance required to access the internet. If a cubicle's BlackRock shell gets damaged, vacate it immediately and alert Mr. Tomasi. If you notice any text in your writing that you do not recall writing, immediately vacate your cubicle immediately and alert Mr. Tomasi. Do not connect internal comm devices to the network. Printers for communications department use only. Altered items are forbidden in cubicles. Notify security of any breaches immediately. They may require internal lockdown. Huh. Yeah, that's something that I was kind of wondering. All this talk of, of collective unconscious and psychology and all that jazz. I wonder how the internet ties into that. Because I feel that the internet has had a huge effect on sort of psychology and the way people learn, think, and act. And also, to a certain extent, the way people talk and communicate. I'm willing to bet the FPC would have a field day if they discovered creepypasta. Where was the thing that I was missing in here? Ah, yeah, I was up here, I think. Ah. Ooh!
You're listening to America Overnight, mystifying the airwaves for more than 29 years. Thank you for staying up with us. Ghosts. We've had many callers over the years tell us of hauntings, voices, and other phantasmagorical phenomena. Today, friend of the show, Dr. Quincy Reagan, tells his story. Quincy, thanks. This is something I experienced recently while staying at the Chili Pines Motel in Macon for last year's Suspicion Con. I was in room 47. The night manager, an avid listener of the program, insisted I take this particular room. Now, the manager explained that years back, the body of a man was discovered under the bed, inside that wooden border that motel beds tend to have. And the body had been there a week, he said. Guests had stayed there, sleeping with the corpse a foot below them. They only found the body when housekeepers complained about the smell. Hauntings have been reported in room 47 ever since. I happily took the room. I fell asleep pretty quick, checking under the bed first, of course. No ghosts visited me, no chilly spots or flickering lights. But when I woke up, I found myself under the bed. It was dark and stiflingly hot. Luckily, I was able to push the mattress off and crawl out before I suffocated. The night manager was kind enough to find me another room. There you have it, listeners. What we call ghosts take many forms. Quincy was brave enough to tell his story, and I encourage you to keep calling and writing whenever you encounter something strange, something you can't explain. Maybe you're seeing colors that we have no name for. Maybe your toaster is possessed. Remember, dear listeners, when no one else believes you, we do. America stuck overnight? We'll be right back.
Curious. I wonder if that, I wonder if that's a reference to both the Night Springs TV show in Alan Wake, and also I wonder if that's a reference to Hitman, because in one of the Hitman games, I can't remember which I think it was either Contracts or Absolution, or not Absolution, I can't remember what it was. Long and the short of it, in one of the Hitman games, there's a hotel, and that hotel room happens to be haunted. Screw that homing nonsense. You know, I think I should leave. Yep, leaving. Leaving. Get the hell out of there. Take me to the Central Executive. Why is ever... Okay, weird. Also, abilities? Oh. Oh, I see. Let's,
Time to work. Meet me in the maintenance.
Alright, understood. We'll be there in a hot minute. Also, am I still director, or am I still janitor's assistant? Or correction, is Jessie still director, or is she janitor's assistant? Or am I just taking both roles at once? Wouldn't be surprised if it's the latter, seeing as things seem to be in disarray, and we are extremely short-staffed right now.
Like I said before, the janitor is a friendly face. The maintenance sector is the janitor domain. If I can find Ahti here, he can help me reach the override. Maybe it was you who got me into the oldest house with the lockdown on. Maybe it was Ahti. It felt like he made the elevator appear that took me to Trench's office. Is Ahti guiding me too?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. So can I please blood over here? Thank you. Still annoyed at the fact that the director doesn't have an all-access ID.
The directorial override is right there, in the control room. How do we get there?
I don't know. We'll have to find our way around. And also, curious little detail. If I'm not entirely mistaken, just kind of looking at those guys, is they're floating in the same manner that the agents were. Which reminds me, I need to properly read the agent's, I need to read the agent's bio. Or file, or whatever. Oh boy, getting reckless. Need to move back. May have partially screwed up the whole setup. I hope that doesn't affect the control point. Astral constructs. Oh. Ah. Alright, let's go for this one. Kill Hiss Rangers in the executive sector using Shatter. Oh. You may enjoy, execute, smile this measure. Smile not guaranteed. Oh. Actually, no, I'll take this one, seeing as, it's the only one that I can do right now. The rest of them seem to want me to be in the executive sector for whatever reason. So believe. Whoop. Down. Okay, that dealt with his barrier. What's through here?
What's down that way?
Hold on.
Well done. You got the job. It's place for congratulations. Yippee, saatana. It happened in the last drop. I truly need an assistant.
Funny thing is, I've been a janitor. I'm more at home in that role than as the director. Only Ahti here seems to see that.
Yeah, hi, Ahti. Look, we need to get the lockdown lifted, otherwise I can't get to the other sectors. Can you help me get to the override?
Yes, yes. Easy peasy. It's just around the corner. But first, we need to get you working. Very small, couple of hours job.
Something tells me it's gonna be more than that.
Yeah.
Yaha, you think there's a dog buried in this? I can tell you are not the yesterday's Krause's son. That's why you'll make a great assistant. Very well. I'll hit the facts on the table. Mä kyllä sanon perkele suoraan, that this house has a vermin problem. A bad one. They've already messed up the cooling pumps. And the power generators of a power plant, perkele. And the pensioner inside is starting to feel the band around his head tighten. The situation needs to be fixed before the plant blows up. And we all disappear like a fart in Sahara.
Trying my best to keep up with this. Fix the coolant pumps and the power generators, otherwise the power plant will blow?
Yeah.
But don't you worry. I've left you clear instructions. You'll catch the end of the thread before I go to my vacation. The work's on the task board here. You can do later, when you have time.
Vacation? Right.
Yes, no one's gonna cancel my holiday or seat's gonna rattle. But don't worry at all. You'll take care of it and soon this crisis gonna be last winter's snow. You better go now, so you don't have to run with your head as your third leg. The door in the back leads to the plant.
The door in the back. That's great. Thank you, Ahti.
Oh boy. A blowing reactor. That is ultra not good. What is this here? It's randomly shifting break room. Oops. Just grab this. Is there anything else in here? It's flashing and I don't like that. Huh.
Stepping to the FBC, there's lots to do, there's lots to read, but you don't touch and don't scream much. Let's join the Threshold Kids. Let's join the Threshold Kids.
Hey, man! What are you trying? I'm drawing a dog!
I'm drawing the pyramid.
The what?
The pyramid.
What's a pyramid?
The Black Pyramid. It's in the astral plane.
Airplane?
Astral plane. It's big, white, and empty. Or is it? It's a weird, crazy alien dimension. The white goes on forever. You can get lost in all that white and never find your way back home.
I miss my home.
That's only a touch unsettling. Who produced this? What was the point of that? They don't have, like, actual children here, do they? Or was that just something someone made up for fun? Whatever, we need to fix the power plant. We're on the clock. Can't be screwing around on company hours now. Actually, personal mods. What? No, just whatever. No, I think the reactor needs to be fixed. I don't think the game actually has that on a timer, but I'd rather advance the story than go for the. I'd rather advance the story and then go for the optional secondary content. All right, Jesse. Is that all of them? That's all of them. Oh.
Okay, so what happens again if that thing blows up?
Power. Explosion. Too much. Director's duty. Keep the lights on.
Jesse, you really need to ask why, or rather what would happen if that power plant would blow up. I can think of a few things. You get reduced to your constituent atoms. I get severed aggressively from the astral plane. The whole building turns to dust. The resultant radiation makes America think that a nuke has gone off in New York, which causes them to fire in various directions. Basically, it's bad news all around.
It's dangerous out here, lady. Go see Chief Arish. He's just inside. He'll help you.
Might as well claim this control point. There we are. Where is Chief Arish? Ah. I think I know where he is. He's... Ah, yeah.
Ma'am! Hey! Chief Arish, FBC...
They all have HRAs. We're on the same side.
My name is Jesse Faden. I'm here to perform the directorial override to get the lockdown lifted.
Yeah, Chief Arish, FBC Security. I'm just... Oh, hang on, you're the new director. It's a pleasure. Ma'am.
Let's skip the formalities, please.
Right. Faden, ma'am. Look, as you can probably tell, it's a bit of a shit show down here. We've been holding our ground, but whatever's gotten into our buddies has them wrecking the coolant pumps and the power converters. The NSC keeps overheating, and my crews keep getting shot before they have a chance to make any repairs.
NSC?
Oh, sorry. Bureau jargon. It's what we call the power plant. You know, the big rumbling metal thing? Salvador, head of security, asked me to protect it in case of an attack. See, what's inside is dangerous. Dr. Darling seemed to know it would be a target.
Darling? He's here?
No, he came down a few days ago, before everything went to hell. He was out of it. Smelled like a bar mat. He was ranting about vulnerabilities and how he only had one large-scale HRA, but that he needed it somewhere else. Still, at least he gave us these personal HRAs before he left. Hey, did I mention that he was tearing his clothes off? Crazy dude.
Darling knew the hiss was coming.
Listen, I love playing 20 questions as much as the next guy, but we have got to get the water and electrical systems repaired before this baby blows. I'll have my guys unlock the doors out of here for you.
I'll take care of it. You stay and keep the hiss away from the plant if you can.
The hiss? That's what we're calling him? Oh, that's catchy. Oh, listen, the radios aren't working, so if you find my boss Salvador out there, could you please ask him what the plan is? I'm sure he will have one by now.
I'll keep an eye out for him.
He sure has a lot of faith in his boss.
Try to stay alive.
He's loyal. I like that. Anyways, let's fix the coolant pumps. I believe this is where I last, this is where I quit out. So I think everything going forward is going to be properly blind from here on out. So stay on your toes, Jesse. Oh, dear. These motherfuckers. How are these things anyway? Screaming aberrants of nature. Anyways, coolant pumps. Gotta bring the coolant pumps back online.
Power cut. Replace the parts.
Oh yeah! But yeah, as I was saying before, I think this agents, it's entirely possible that if something that's just kind of just a personal theory of mine, I'm willing to bet that this agents eventually turned these his corrupted security guards into other combat personnel. There's the control point. Hello? Whoa! Okay, now cleanse it. Be gone! There we are. There we are. Now, here's a question. Oh. Thank you. Alright, let's proceed.
I don't like that sound.
Better question to ask is who does?
Bro, go to city. Fix it fast. If the plant goes boom, we can throw the spoon in the core.
Wonder what the meaning behind some of those sayings is. Something that slipped my mind when I first played this game is I thought Ahti was, like, Asian or something, but no, he's actually Finnish. And a bit of a funny story that I have regarding that is I had a bit of a moment of culture shock when I was playing Infra, a game that's also set in Finland, or some fictionalized version of Finland. Oh yeah. According to Finland, it is against protocol to not have a sauna in your house. Or at the very least, it'd be considered, maybe offensive is the wrong term. It'd be considered, not a complete house if you don't have a sauna. Wonder if there's a sauna somewhere in here. I don't think the question really matters. I imagine Ahti, if there was not one, I think Ahti would just improvise. Now, oh yeah, I need to plug the things in, using my telekinesis ability. I just have to find the plugs, is what it is. Ah, and I already see one up there. I'm getting shot from down there. Can't shoot through the grating. There's one, there's the other, where's the next? I think it's over there. I'm willing to bet. No. Ah, there it is. Bugger it! Oh.
Shit. What now?
Oh yeah, the clock.
The clock is blocking the pipes. You need to leave. He's trying to sneak in. He got caught with his hand in the fist.
Okay.
What is that? Oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
I mean, yeah, that's what clogs tend to be. That's the last of it.
I
just hold together a little longer.
My thoughts exactly.
There go the pipes. Nothing more satisfying than manual labor.
Also, if I'm not entirely mistaken, we're just doing this for my own amusement more than anything. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you... Damn, boy! And also packing a lot of heat, jeez. Wondering if that minigun is, like standard issue for FBC troopers, as these are called. Save find cover and then... and make liberal use of throw. Christ. Aha! Eat this! Yes, trooper. Ah, was that a cable I saw on the back of his trooper? Just the idea of how the trooper functions isn't nearly as dumb as I thought it was. I asked a friend of mine a while ago, a guy who's just recently got into the military, asking him, hey, if you were to create a loadout for paranormal spearhead units, which is what the FPC trooper is, what would you equip them with? And from what I remember, the general answer was, someone wearing a lightweight reconnaissance getup. We thought the idea of the FEC trooper was a bit dumb, but if they have a cable, it might not be a too terrible idea. Also,
my name is Dr. Pierce, lead researcher of the Parakinesiology Department. I believe that I've discovered a Code Omega paranatural entity residing within the Bureau itself, right under our noses. Darling refused to allocate me the budget or resources, so I'm taking matters into my own hands. Let this recording be the proof I need to convince them. The furnace can speak. It's been talking to me for some time now. Listen. Did you hear that? It's a sentient force capable of communicating. I checked and there's no record of ever installing this furnace. I believe that... Oh, sorry. What? Yes, I can feed you. What do you eat? I see. I'll try to find some volunteers.
oh dear. Have you been eating people, mister? I hope not. Because that expense would be rather punishing to deal with for the Bureau. I mean, beginning to get the sense that these people are way in over their heads. There's just more and more and more crap just piling up that the Bureau needs to deal with. Beginning to wonder if it might be worth, allocating separate divisions or separate agencies to handle this, rather than having one big umbrella agency of sorts. Anyways, we need to get the power converters online. Where would those be? Uh-oh. Boys sound like they're in trouble. We need to help them. are you doing? Wherever you are, you need to... Fuck, we have a man down. Do we? You survived that? God damn, you're tougher than you look. Anyways, how do I access the ritual converters? Whatever you call them. This way? Yes, this way. Central maintenance. I think we need to be in central maintenance. Oh yeah! Ah. You know, let's deal with the, Are we even in the right place? Beans, we're not. Where do we need to go? Oh, whoa! Blackrock processing. Ouch! Ah, here. Man, do I feel like a dingus.
I don't like that sound.
Okay. Any new orders? Nope.
It's fried up. You need to fix it before the old twig bats inside the plant has a shit fit.
Way too damn close. Ah, I see. That in there. Ah, I see. Plug that in.
Won't blow up. Let's go lift the lockdown.
Coming game reminder. Nice. Oh yeah, here. Oh howdy, am I loving that retro aesthetic.
Forces contain a lockdown. Can only be lifted by a directorial override.
This is what we came here to do.
Yep.
That's it. The other sector should be open now. I think it's time I told Emily why I'm here. I'll risk it. You two should get to know each other.
Yeah. Seems reasonable enough to do. Where does this take us? Macleod quarry. Duh. Of course. Of course. Oh, convenient. The hiss barrier still up.
Blockages in pipe C through F. Is the clock back? Now? Oh man. When the converters and coolant pumps are working again, we should be able to get this baby back down to a safe temperature. I hope.
What do you know about the hiss?
Not much, only what I've seen. Well, they use the same tactics that Marshall and Salvador taught us, which makes me think that the hiss haven't completely erased the people inside, which is a pretty fucking horrible thought. Or they're just using whatever they find in their victims' heads. In any case, They are really eager to get inside the power plant.
Why do you think that is?
Shit, I don't know. They want to make my life harder?
What do you do here, Arish?
Security chief of the maintenance sector. I make sure all the weird shit down here doesn't bother the maintenance crews. Learned everything I know from Salvador. The best security agent this bureau has ever seen.
And you like your job?
I love it. You know, everyone thinks that maintenance is the lowest rung on the ladder just because we fix pipes instead of writing memos, but I gotta be honest. These are the bravest people in the goddamn building. I'm proud to work with them.
I've done a few odd jobs with these kind of folks. They say what they mean. I like that.
What exactly is the power plant?
Listen, I only know what Salvador told me, but I know it generates all the electricity for the Bureau, and it's got 2 very simple rules. Rule 1, keep it below a certain temperature. Rule 2, don't ever, ever open it. Oh, and 3, it's classified, so I shouldn't ask.
Sounds like secrets are standard operating procedure around here.
Oh, yeah. It's all part of the job.
Yeah.
What do you know about the service weapon?
Not much. That thing is director only. Salvador told me by the time he saw Trench use it. Sounds like that gun can do some serious damage. Yeah, I did see pictures of it once, though, and it looks different to that thing you're carrying. You mounted or something? It's new.
Is new a good thing?
Given the circumstances, I'd say new is our best bet.
Do you know this Ati guy?
Of course. He's my favorite coffee break buddy. Dude has got some crazy stories. And he probably knows more than anyone else around here, if you can make sense of what he's saying.
Any idea where he's from?
I'm guessing Sweden.
He's from where he's from. Look, there are just some stones that are better left unturned, you know?
I should be going.
Right. You got a lockdown to lift.
Reach security matters. Oh.
What's your read on this?
Well below the acceptable percentage. Internal pressure's climbing so fast, I'm amazed the NSC is still holding. When it blows, we're all going with it.
Oh, thanks, Frank.
Something a touch weird is, last time I played this, the training course was unlocked. But now it's not, and I don't understand why. Oh. Oh yeah, I'm dumb. I forgot that one of the ways of breaking a hiss barrier is to destroy the concentrated hiss resonance. What is this? Field training actor complaint. Huh. Huh.
So I just read this? Welcome to the Ranger Field Training course. The course must be completed in the specified amount of time. When you're ready to start, press the button.
I wonder, can I...
Is that all, or?
I always did love obstacle courses.
Get ready, Ranger. Course starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. "45 seconds remaining."
Oh,
30 seconds remaining. 15 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Course complete. Congratulations, Rainer.
Guessing this isn't usually part of the course.
Is that what I think that is?
It's protecting itself.
Oh, I see. Bind it. Copies have been given weapons projectiles. Shield yourself to level, pass up. Gold enemies are immune to Jesse's attacks. Ah, yes. So... Okay, yep, and I need to face the enemies. Shields up! Ouch. There we are.
Time to have a shield.
Is that his sniper?
Yep. Burn the trash. Throw it into fire. Burn it into a reindeer, not into a moose.
So what's going on in here? Okay.
Ugh, this place makes me nauseous.
I imagine so. That is very
Object of
trippy.
power. How do you think it got down here?
Huh. Object of power. Now that's curious. What does this thing do? Safe protects you.
Kerosene horse. Why is kid stuff always so creepy?
Sure, there's a theory behind it, but I'm seriously wondering, what will this do? If I had to guess, either speed or summoning. That's what this power will be related to. Okay, so it's an evasive power. And I can use it to air dash. Very nice.
see the Hiss keep up with me now.
That is bright. What the hell is this? Okay. So which way was it? That way. Oh yeah, and there's a furnace, or there's a thing that I can fast travel to, so I don't have to run all the way there. You doing alright?
Emergency. User dead imminent.
Oh! If I hold this and then... If I hold shield and then tap launch, I can yeet objects at enemies. Very nice. Get up there. There we are. So where's the trash in question? Oh, you're talking about the biohazard.
Gosh, did Ati mean barrels full of hazardous biological material?
Yeah. That shouldn't be too difficult. Just yeet it in there.
Looks like I'm breaking some environmental regulations on waste disposal, but if that's what Ati wants, then I'll get it done.
Come to me, and then go over there. There's some more biohazardous material over there. Where is the remainder? Ah, there. Nice. It's up here. find that last loose biohazard barrel. What? Okay, I guess... Ah.
That's all right.
There we are. Surprisingly, it doesn't kick that much. Ms. Pope.
Jesse, you made it. And you lifted the internal lockdown.
Let's talk, Emily.
Yeah.
Listen, Emily.
Screw it. Just tell her.
I haven't been completely honest. I have a younger brother, Dylan. When we were kids, we found an old slide projector in Ordinary's landfill. The slides created doorways to other places. Bad things happened. Came through.
That's all she gets. The rest stays locked inside.
But we found help. Through one of the doorways, we met something. A being.
A being? What kind of being?
It's hard to describe, but she helped us. We managed to turn the projector off. The bad things that came through the doorways were gone. After that, your people came. Tried to grab us. I ran away. They got Dylan.
I left him behind.
Bureau agents took your brother?
Yes. You covered it up. No one believed me. I just want to find Dylan. I've been looking for him ever since.
What happened to the slide projector? It sounds like another object of power.
I thought you took it. The Bureau. Along with Dylan.
I've never heard of it. But around here, I assume everything's classified. You know, I looked into the Ordinary AWE case files after you mentioned it. Trench and Darling were both involved. A large area of the containment sector was reserved for it. The case hasn't been active for a long time. I have no idea if anything's still there. Can you tell me more about this being you found?
Let's hope you two get along.
She's been with me ever since Ordinary. In my head. She led me to you. I call her Polaris.
Pleased to meet you.
As in a guiding star. Did Polaris know about the hiss? If she got you in here in spite of the lockdown, she's very powerful. Which may help explain your test results. Your readings are incredible, Jesse. Now, cross-referencing them with the database, I found 2 matches in Darling's old classified files. Unfortunately, I can't access them beyond the file codes. But one was P6, referring to a prime candidate for a potential future bureau director. This was logged years ago.
Dylan. Is that Dylan?
The other match is on something called Hedron, which must be connected to these Hedron resonance amplifiers somehow. All I know is that Marshall went to the research sector to secure the HRA production after the Hiss first attacked.
So, Marshall seems like our best lead on Dylan.
I need to go after her. How can I get to the research sector?
Use my keycard. The sector elevator will take you there.
Marshall is the next step. What Emily told me about Ordinary, my powers being connected to things in the Bureau's past, I am so close to something. Do you feel it? Something's coming.
We take turns to come for a visit. I helped you. You owe me now. And when time comes, I will come calling.
You know, I might as well deal with this as it looks like it's timed. Go to the NTC energy converters. That's where I am at right now, yep. Yep. Eliminate key his targets. That I have a shield. Well, it was worth a shot. What is this? Well, whatever. Might as well see about on finding Marshall.
Dr. Casper Darling, Head of Research. Somebody thought this video would make for great internal communications. I'm looking at you, Mr. Tomasi. So, this is where the magic happens. Anyway, I've been here for 24 years now. I've always been here. And through those years, we've made astonishing discoveries, authored studies of grave importance, and in all this work, there is one thing we know, and that's how little we truly know. Rest assured, we're committed to keep pushing the known laws and borders of reality, and to make the Bureau proud. So, welcome. Assuming you have the necessary clearance, and do follow the safety protocols. Read the manual. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
Research sector, huh? Home of the Bureau's mad scientists.
Well, this foyer is fucking amazing, I'll say that much. Anyways, where's parapsychology? Or, more to the point, where's... Oh, frick. Where's the nearest control point? Oh! Hell are you people? Appear to be hazmat personnel of some kind. Call summary, shield boost. Yep. They seem to have snipers of some description. And I can't fault them for doing that. What the fuck? Oh dear. Okay, I finally got the research and records on his sniper. Anyways. Parapsychology. I think before I enter that room, I need to check for where the control point would be. Unless the whole room is a control point, in which case, what? Threshold utility. What is this? That is a long drop. Frick is this?
She's in trouble. I need to reach her.
Yeah, this place is looking really screwed up. Huh. Finally!
The astral plane. Similar to an iceberg, what you see is not what you always get. Regardless, this place is vitally important to the Bureau. Most information on the astral plane is classified, but we can talk in broad strokes, keeping in mind that these are staggeringly complex systems, and simplification does them no justice. Now, the white non-space, the ever-present inverted black pyramid. The board, all linked, intrinsically tied to the oldest house, tied to the director, the process of choosing a director, tied to all objects of power in terms of who controls them. Yes.
Anyways, let's claim this control point.
An early hypothesis was that the mindscape of the astral plane is subjective. But that was fast proven wrong. It's an actual place, not a construct of the mind, even though it is with our minds that we enter and experience it. But then, one could argue that that's the case with all reality. We've been able to record footage of the astral plane by monitoring the brain activity of those experiencing it. That is the only concrete material that has come out of the astral plane expeditions. Apart from one shocking exception. In the astral plane footage, we're always in the vicinity of the pyramid. We've concluded that this, not the entire plane, is what the board controls. We have glimpsed movement, native species, always in the distance, and yet contact was made. We don't have footage of this, a technical malfunction, but when one of our astronauts returned, a brain cloud, an astral fugue, had hitchhiked a ride in his head. It ruptured out, killing the subject in question. It's a relentless predator, pursuing thoughts, minds, lethal to those the entity feeds on. Proper containment protocols are to be observed when dealing with it.
They keep that thing here.
Oh. So how does one deal with it then? I saw them before in the astral plane. How do you handle those things? Are they psychical in nature? I mean, they're obviously psychic in nature. Oh. Fail to understand. Oh, I see. Ouch. Lock it in there.
What was the Bureau doing with that thing?
Someone answer.
Good question.
We need backup down here.
Marshall, are you still there?
Shit. We're so close.
Parapsychology.
We need to hurry.
Hypnosis, extrasensory. Okay. These clusters heal enemies. Let's destroy them to make it pretty easier. You got it! Oh no! Oh, that's bad. Cleanse the control point, cleanse the control point, cleanse the control point.
If anyone is listening, we've encountered heavy resistance. We've fallen back to the lock department. All agents are ordered to converge here.
Marshall, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Who is this?
My name is Jesse Faden. I'm coming to help.
Faden, hold on. I'm setting the elevator for you. We need to talk.
She's got that right. More of you? Really?
Okay, get down. Well, frick. Alright, I think that'll do it for this episode, but before I get off, I need to do my readings. Actually, here's a question. Do I have time for... Maybe? No, that can wait for later. Alright, so, research and records. Let's actually read this. Field research on Hiss entity, Hiss corrupted agent. The Hiss manifests in human hosts in numerous ways. The most common and least intense form is seen in the many corrupted agents floating throughout the Bureau. The Hiss agents have maintained their human appearance, undergoing no obvious physical transformation. The most notable distinction from an unaffected human is the fact that they levitate. These Hiss have displayed no aggressive behavior. They only seem interested in vocalizing the strange incantation ad infinitum. Perhaps these vessels are only meant to propagate the Hiss corruption, like spores or Wi-Fi boosters. Or are they cocoons preparing to enter the next stage of evolution? When attacked, Hiss agents disappear, possibly entering a state of invisibility, or undergoing a transformation into a purely resonant form. Research is ongoing. Refer to file for full report. Alright then. Hiss charged. Field research on Hiss entity, Hiss charged agent, confidential. Summary. The Hiss charged agents are examples of extreme physical deformation resulting from Hiss corruption. The Hiss charged display an unthinking fixation on any non-corrupted individuals in the area. Once within a specific proximity, they erupt into a burst of focused Hiss resonance, so dense that it acts as a physical force. The Hiss charged is depleted of the Hiss corruption after this eruption, and the host is left lifeless. This behavior may be an adaptive response to the HRAs. The Hiss charged are designed to blow the devices off potential hosts, exposing them to the resonance. Is the Hiss capable of customizing a corrupted host's altered ability to this degree? Why is the physiology of the Hiss charge so dramatically different from the host's original forms? Lots of questions, no answers. Refer to file for full report. Hiss cluster. Field research on Hiss entity, Hiss cluster. Confidential. Summary. Hiss clusters are unique in that they are concentrated manifestations of Hiss resonance without the need of a host. Hiss clusters are dense spherical compressions of Hiss resonance that serve to support the functions in the hierarchy of Hiss entities. The clusters are capable of replenishing Hiss hosts with infusions of resonance. This does not heal any physical damage inflicted on the organic host, but rather seems to rejuvenate them, allowing them to endure more bodily harm than normally possible. The fact that the Hiss makes an effort to preserve its corrupted hosts underlies a level of awareness and discretion that was previously just speculation on my part. Can this entity be considered an individual or simply an extension of the Hiss as a whole? Capturing one alive would be quite interesting. Refer to file for full report. Summary. Bureau snipers specialize in eliminating threats from a distance using their telltale searchlights affixed to their rifles to search for targets.
His snipers are no less lethal. The corruption has not changed their tactics. They clearly prefer to maintain a good distance from their target, waiting in elevated positions for a clear shot. Care should be taken in open spaces. Check the balconies. I should note that their rifles are equipped with a bayonet for close quarters combat, and the Hiss snipers are well aware how to use it. Refer to file for full report. Field research on Hiss entity Hiss Corrupted Trooper. Confidential. Troopers are meant to be the first agents to enter unknown AWEs, thresholds, or any other paranaturally hazardous situations. They are heavily armored and heavily armed in preparation for the worst. As a result of their role, Hiss troopers have access to the heaviest armor and weaponry from the Bureau's armory, including military-grade chain guns and grenade launchers. In addition to their already formidable FBC-issued armor, the Hiss resonance surrounding these entities is dense enough to stop bullets. If forced to engage one of these, be sure to make use of any available cover. Also note that, to the telekinetically talented, enemy grenades can be a welcome source of ammunition. Refer to file for her full report.
Postscript side note. Something I forgot to mention is that the reason why my colleague and I thought the trooper's loadout was tactically questionable was because of all the heavy armaments and armor would not only be extremely heavy, but would also restrict your movement, which is not useful for an absolute unit in a reconnaissance role. And furthermore, it's not exactly inconspicuous. But knowledge of the cable, winch, and the FBC troopers' operational environment made me better understand how the FBC troopers are deployed. The suit is designed to provide as much protection as possible across a wide variety of physical threats as possible. The winch is connected to the start point of a threshold or operational zone, and so the troopers' only objective is to try to understand and map out as much of the area as possible. And if there is serious trouble, i.e. an immediate problem that cannot be solved with the liberal application of lead or 40mm grenades, radio to pull the cable. Furthermore, the cable could have other uses, including aiding navigation, determining if geometric shifts have taken place, and providing electrical energy for the trooper's gear, and providing a secure line of communications. Reports. Astronauts information. Processes and best practices for the astronaut program. Summary. This report serves as an introductory guide to the astronaut program, including candidate requirements, training practices, and astral research procedures. Astronauts are chosen individuals who explore and document the astral plane by making physical contact with the X-ray light box, see case file OOP-18 for details, in the Hypnosis Lab, a section of the Parapsychology Division. Physical and psychological training is vital for repeated transition between planes known as dives. After each dive, astronauts may undergo a session in the cognitive recording chairs to record their experience in the plane. Gathered data has conclusively proven that within the astral plane vary wildly between astronauts. On rare occasion, these dives can often result in losses, often occurring when teams encounter aggressive astral entities. Refer to file 829-1838 for full report. Tomasi's ID. Well done, everyone. It was a strong campaign and perfectly executed. Alberto Tomasi. Research. Collective unconscious. Summary. Collective unconscious is defined as a form of the unconscious that is shared in all human minds. From this arises unconscious knowledge linking us through our ancestral lineage. See Jung Report 1234. Through this collective unconscious, we unknowingly attribute a series of images and archetypes to all elements in our lives. These archetypes are never fixed, but shift and change in tandem with our species and culture. This internal belief in the power of images, shared by a massive population, is the creation of altered items and objects of power. The sheer amount of exuded is attracted to the best representations of that image, imbuing a single object to massive amounts of. Theoretically, places of power could likewise be formed by simple power of sustained collective belief. Refer to file 541-7532 for full report. Groupthink. Utilization of paranatural elements. Rethinking groupthink. Summary. This study extends the work of Irving Yannis, Robert Barron, and others by proposing strong causal links between groupthink and the passive or active use of telepathy. To prove these connections, the Parapsychology Department carried out variations of Solomon Asch's original conformity experiments using a telepathic individual as the subject. See experiments for details.
Extensive qualitative and quantitative data resulting from these experiments was then used to identify telepathic interferences within the group. Further empirical findings suggest measures can be taken to safeguard against telepathic influence on behaviors by engaging in... Rather boldly, this paper stands to revolutionize decades of groupthink theory and provide new directions for further experimentation on the mind, including manipulation of... and... Refer to file 3182849 for full report. Home safe tests. Utilization of paranatural elements. Munitions testing on OOP-22, aka Home Safe. The safe object of power can produce a barrier using objects or material from its immediate vicinity. See OOP-22 case file for more details. Bureau Rangers were given permission to employ heavy weaponry against a para-utilitarian bound to this object in order to gauge the barrier's durability. And velocity ammunition were tested with results. Testing will continue after... The safe object of power is clearly a viable candidate for use in combat response scenarios. Allowing para-utilitarians to participate in altered engagements would be an advantage worth considering. Refer to file 853-8367 for full report. Para-utility. Examination of paranatural topics. Objects of power and their para-utility. Summary. Objects of power are unique in their capacity to grant certain individuals paranatural abilities. We call these individuals para-utilitarians. The potency of these abilities depends on the para-utilitarian. Using that object of power as an example, some para-utilitarians can achieve a throw distance of, while others are only capable of as little as... See Dr. Darling, presentation 1115 for more information. What exactly determines an individual's paranatural competence is unknown, but it is largely believed that some exists within the body, and that, like all muscles, it can be exercised. To continue my analysis, I have officially requested access to the Northmore records, considering he is one of the most accomplished para-utilitarians the Bureau has ever seen. Dr. Darling is still considering this request. Refer to file 854-1982 for a full report. Song Questionnaire. Auditory Experience 84.C, Poets of the Fall, My Dark Disquiet. Answer questions within 2 minutes of listening. Did the song elicit any particular memories? If so, elaborate. Did you at any point feel a strong emotion? If so, what emotion? Did a clear image of a weapon appear at your mind during the song? If so, elaborate. Provide a detailed description of your current surroundings as you see them. Have you ever heard the murmur of voices when no one is present? If so, what did they say? Do you hear them now? Please choose one of the following pairs. 1 or 2, A or B, day or night, apple or orange, burn out or fade away. Threshold Utility. Utilization of paranatural elements. Threshold. Summary. Thresholds have always been sources of great inspiration and great challenge. When a new threshold manifests in the oldest house we may never know what discoveries it will provide to the Bureau, but we must always seize these opportunities. This report will examine the process of distinguishing recent threshold effects based on their para-utilitarian possibilities. The quarry brought Blackrock, one of the most invaluable discoveries. But if the mold has any scientific value, it has been difficult to find due to the lengths we must go to fight back the particularly prolific plant. These are very distinct cases and worth comparing as their study offers vastly different dangers and rewards. Refer to file 594-1284 for full report. Thresholds. Examination of paranatural topics. Thresholds. Summary. The oldest house is a place in flux. Thresholds appear with no warning. What the threshold will contain is a question we can only answer once it manifests. The widely accepted theory is that thresholds are dimensions vibrating in a frequency different from our own. When these frequencies match, the threshold will manifest in the oldest house, which acts as a... Others theorize thresholds are parallel universes or possibly our own reality at a different point in time. Some believe our collection of altered materials affects the oldest house or attracts the thresholds. We do know for certain that thresholds are not permanent. Eventually their frequency will shift. Some believe the Earth itself is just another threshold connected to the oldest house, which is actually rooted in some other reality. This theory, while impossible to disprove, causes in those who learn of it, it is so actively denied. Refer to file 505-1881 for full report. Home safe, OOP-22KE. Containment procedure, no unique procedures required. Description, para-utility. The object is a guardhouse, brand and home safe. Weight measurements vary. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to telekinetically gather items and debris from their surroundings. The object is currently bound to... Background. Discovered in the basement of a home in... Ohio. Of course it's Ohio. The object gained rapid interest in certain online forums dedicated to opening abandoned safe. After months of failure, the owner attempted to open it with explosives. The object survived with no physical damage. Bureau agents were dispatched, now confident of its paranatural nature. Blood occasionally emerges from the seam around the object's door. Tests confirm that the blood is not human. X-rays taken of the object indicate that something is trapped inside, though the images are always blurred, which indicates the contents of the object are moving. Attempting to open the object have been unsuccessful. Merry-go-round horse, OOP-16KE. Containment procedure. Object should be kept within a confined space when unbound. Description, para-utility. A fiberglass horse once used as a seat for a merry-go-round ride. The pole is still connected to the object. The object is capable of moving short distances at high speeds. This can be quite dangerous when in its path. Object is currently bound to... Background. The object was discovered at a site of an abandoned amusement park. Local reported that the rides would move on their own and that they would be chased out. When rumors reached the Bureau, see America Overnight, episode 235, agents were dispatched to investigate. 3 local were found dead at the scene. The object attacked Agents invoked formula C.5 to the object long enough to... Emergency call summary. NA, AWE 18. Event summary. A possible AWE in which an unnamed individual experienced transcorporeality via a phone line. Event is notably similar to AWE in which... Event response. Event is believed to have been caused by... And as a result, the following measures have been taken to prevent... Emergency call supplement. AWE 18. Details. Transcript of the call to California State Emergency Services. 911, what is your emergency? Hello, I'm here. Can you hear me? I can hear you, ma'am. Where are you? I'm, inside the wires. I'm lost. Ma'am, have you been drinking tonight? I feel like I'm stretching through the wire towards you. Don't hang up. I might go if you hang up. Go where, man? Go. Gone. Away. Okay, can you describe your surroundings? Ma'am? Hello, ma'am? Note. Dispatcher attempted to call the number back, but it was no longer in service. Arish Security Matters, Federal Bureau of Control. Hey Simon, I got your message. Yeah, if someone in the sector is asking about Adi, just tell them you'll handle it and leave it at that. Under no circumstances should any personnel intervene in his day-to-day routine. I told you everything I know about him so you could better deal with his odd habits. But yes, it is still very much a classified matter. Also, I saw your report about the quarry worker who wandered into the Foundation. Detaining him was the right move. We'll figure out what he saw before we decide on next step. Cheers, Lynn. P.S. In case you hadn't noticed, something's up between Trench and Darling. I know this isn't your strong suit, but try your best to stay out of it. Field Training Actor Complaint. Federal Bureau of Control. I'd like to file a formal complaint re the unauthorized use of my voice in a state of quality that I did not agree on. The fact that they were planning to use material from what I thought was a rehearsal was not communicated to me at all. Had it been, I would have disallowed the use of those recordings. I want use of the Ranger Field Training Course recorded messages to halt immediately. I will not stand for this humiliation among my peers. I will go to HR with this if necessary. Signed, Randall Pulaski. Tomasi, Willow AWE outcome. Re-information campaign summary of Willow AWE. National news sites have begun publishing the story of the polar bear attack in the Alaskan town. You all know I don't like to boast, but claiming that the family was killed by migrating polar bears desperate for food because their ecosystem is being ruined by global warming was a stroke of genius. Using current ecological concerns makes the public less likely to... So, another AWE behind us, and the public is none the wiser. Well done, everyone. It was a strong campaign and perfectly executed. This doesn't mean we can stop monitoring and for any off-message opinions, but it looks like we're in the clear. Tomasi out. Book Club, Lopez. Unless You, review by Captain Lopez. These days, most YA novels intertwine coming-of-age story with either a contrived dystopian setting or a tragic romance. Unless You manage to do both. In this story, the protagonist and her love interest are searching for a cure to a virus called The Fix, which is simultaneously killing her and spreading across the whole world. To find the cure, they go on expeditions into dangerous, uncharted territories. The people all live in walled cities now because dystopian future, and along the way, they just have to fall in love. I liked how we never got to know if the fix was actually, well, fixed. The ending was bold, especially for YA. The main character succumbs to the fix when she's so close to the cure and commands her love interest to go on and save the world. She knows this is the end for her, but that the job can still get done. She dies out in the unknown, alone and surrounded by danger, but never loses sight of the goal. That's a good soldier's death. I give this book a 3 out of 5. I feel most of the teenage angst is a little lost on me, but I'd recommend it to my brother's kids. Book Club, Samson. Book Club Notes for Penny by L. Sampson. So I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas go, this was alright. The title, Unless You, could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess. But I thought it was a little vague and a little stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around almost sounded like a catchphrase got real annoying fast. The best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and guns space hippies or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. That scene where they invade City Planet, converted the entire population using those brainworms, and that space dogfight between those two ace pilots, signed me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favorite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. 2 out of 5. Clog complaint. Federal Bureau of Control. That gross blockage down in the water systems is back. What the fuck is it, and where does it keep coming from? And why the hell does Adi keep yelling nonsense at it? He acts like it can understand him. Of course, he acts like we can understand him too. Guess that's just his brand of crazy. I'm gonna try out a new drain cleaner. Extreme strength. Mail tube complaint. Hey Bozer, get this. The accounting department still says they haven't received my expense reports. They say the receipts probably got lost in the mail tubes because of a shift or a threshold or some such fuckery, and that I don't have the originals. They can't verify my expenses for reimbursement. This is such bullshit. Why do we even use these fucking tubes if they just spit our mail out in some other goddamn dimension? Just venting here before I make a formal complaint. Useless pieces of shit. Rodriguez. Shifted bathroom complaint. Listen, I know you can't control building shifts, but the executive level restroom has been missing for weeks now. I worked my ass off in the Islamabad station for 3 years. I've earned the right to a nice workplace shitter. If you can't bring it back, at least find out where it went. Rodriguez. Tea time. Hey Malcolm. Yes, tea time is at 7. I'll see you at the course on Sunday morning. By the way, have you heard about this Tennyson report? Apparently there's a bunch of copies drifting around the office. Trench is looking to get his hands on any information about who wrote it. You wouldn't happen to have heard anything about that, would ya? See you Sunday, Jim. Tennyson report warning. Listen, Trench is on the warpath about this Tennessean report thing. He wants to know who wrote it, and he wants to know yesterday. Whoever did this is gonna get crucified. I don't know if it was one of you guys, and I don't want to know. I'm not super keen on leading a witch hunt, so tell everyone in the sector to keep their heads down. Best not be on anyone's radar right now, you know? I tell ya, not even counting all the weird shit we deal with, this place can be a downright hostile work environment sometimes. Hey. Upcoming game reminder. Next game is Wednesday at 8, usual spot. Hazard owes me $20. Arish still on a fucking winning streak. Someone please figure out how he's cheating. Thompson, suspended for a game because of that shady dealing incident. Guy, I owe you $60. I brought beers last time, so it's Hepston Stowell's turn. Remus. Okay. And now we get to go through all the, things. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, I need to test something. Maybe if I turn up the music, that'll help. Nope, that's not how to access it. This is how you access it. Collectibles, multimedia, Astral Spike.
An early hypothesis was that the mindscape of the astral plane is subjective. But that was fast proven wrong. It's an actual place, not a construct of the mind, even though it is with our minds that we enter and experience it. But then, one could argue that that's the case with all reality. We've been able to record footage of the astral plane by monitoring the brain activity of those experiencing it. That is the only concrete material that has come out of the astral plane expeditions. Apart from one shocking exception. In the astral plane footage, we're always in the vicinity of the pyramid. We've concluded that this, not the entire plane, is what the board controls. We have glimpsed movement. Native species, always in the distance, and yet contact was made. We don't have footage of this, a technical malfunction, but when one of our astronauts returned, a brain cloud, an astral fugue, had hitchhiked a ride in his head. It ruptured out, killing the subject in question. It's a relentless predator, pursuing thoughts, minds, lethal to those the entity feeds on. Proper containment protocols are to be observed when dealing with it.
Oh yeah, that freaking thing. Real damn spooky. I don't know if turning up the music helped. If not, I'll just boost it in post.
Welcome to the research sector of the Federal Bureau of Control. I'm Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Somebody thought this video would make for great internal communications. I'm looking at you, Mr. Tomasi. So, this is where the magic happens. Anyway, I've been here for 24 years now. I've always been here. And through those years, we've made astonishing discoveries, authored studies of grave importance, and in all this work, there is one thing we know, and that's how little we truly know. Rest assured, we're committed to keep pushing the known laws and borders of reality, and to make the Bureau proud. So, welcome. Assuming you have the necessary clearance, and do follow the safety protocols. Read the manual. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
This might be just a me thing, but I just can't help but feel like, Casper Darling seriously reminds me of some of my, my college professors. Anyways. Just gonna skip over watching Threshold, kids. Don't know if that's copyrighted. I have the setting on, as you may have noticed, but yeah, whatever. Anyways, let's hear what Trench has to say.
So much is expected from the director. The responsibility, the privilege to steer the Bureau into dangerous waters and safely out again. To inspire and lead its people, to protect them. The board is there to advise you, but they want things in return. You hold all this in your old, trembling hands. I had to lose everything before I could see the Bureau is the Director's life. There's no room for anything else. If the forces contained here escaped, we'd be dragged back into an age of superstition, terror, death. Assuming you think we ever really left that behind. Any emergency, any major containment breach, and the lockdown goes into effect. I implemented this security measure in my first years as director. I knew we were vulnerable. I'd personally seen the cost of sloppiness. I made sure the internal lockdown could only be lifted by a directorial override, only to be used when the director is confident the sectors are safe to be opened again. This way, the director is the last line of defense. And if I screw up, it's on me, and me alone.
Interesting.
Northmoor was director before me. I never wanted his job. I never wanted power. I purposefully avoided it, didn't trust it, didn't want to rely on it. Northmoor was all about power. A man like an explosion, hungry for authority, for order, for more, until it was too much. I had to find a solution in the end, contain the situation. Northmoor never liked me, but he went along with it, to his credit. He didn't really have a choice. I suppose at the end of the day, a director's most basic duty is to keep the lights on. Here's to you, Northmoor. There were no prime candidates waiting in the wings, but I was there. Had been the whole time, keeping my head down, working my ass off. I had nothing to lose. I picked up the gun almost on a dare.
Interesting. Okay, I believe that's everything. Let's look at our gear before we call it a night. Before we proceed, I wonder if there's anything else I can craft here. Nope, need one more astral blip and more of whatever that is before I proceed. I guess that's it then.